Entering Kenmore. Doors will open on the left.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a little bit of a different edition of Entering Kenmore. I am David Azer alongside Zach Coe, and we're both big MLB The Show fans. And for a while, this game has sort of been on the back burner for both of us, I would say. There have been some questionable content decisions the past couple years, but with MLB The Show 25, only about a week and a half away, the hype is building, and we are here to sort of unpack that. So, Zach, how are we feeling about everything?
I'm feeling good. I obviously want to say it was about a month ago we started to see, I think it was Paul Skeens that tweeted that he was on the cover. And then it was Ellie De La Cruz that was like, wait, you're on the cover? I'm on the cover. And then Gunnar Henderson did the same thing.
Yeah.
And kind of left everyone guessing as to what they were going to be doing with the cover. And I actually had a good idea that, honestly, the San Diego studios hired me because the fact that you guys didn't think of this is so stupid. But have a fourth young player like Bobby Witt Jr. is the main one that comes to mind. Like when you think of the young dynamic bats and just players in the game, obviously you think of Henderson, you think of Ellie De La Cruz, you think of Paul Skeens, who I think walked into the league and was the best pitcher in baseball last year, which is absolutely absurd for a guy that was pitching in college 2 years ago. But they should have just done a fourth guy. And then instead of doing the triple athlete cover like they did, they could have had, it obviously would have been a beta version of the game, but they could have had those four players duke it out however you wanted to set up the bracket on the new game, similar to how they did the players tournament with MLB The Show 21 in the, or 20, whatever year it was, for the pandemic. And then whoever won that tournament was really on the cover. And if you really wanted to use those other guys on the cover, maybe make it like a regional thing. So like in Pittsburgh, you could buy the Paul Skeens cover, but I don't know anybody that still buys video games like discs. I have my PlayStation doesn't even have the disc drive anymore. I just buy all my games digitally. So who cares? But have the winner of that tournament be the cover of the show. Obviously they went with all three, which was an interesting choice. But now we're starting to see some of these feature premieres come out. Obviously we got the 4-minute Diamond Dynasty teaser yesterday. Tomorrow we're going to get the deep dive. I don't know about you. I'm pretty much strictly a Diamond Dynasty player.
Yeah, I'm kind of on that too. I do enjoy March to October because I'm largely a single player only type of guy because I just get destroyed in online. So I have done March to October a decent amount because that was a good way to get team affinity done. But
I am intrigued with, we're going to get into it. The road to the show changes. Obviously you can start in college and it seems like there's a NIL in, I don't know the word I'm looking for. There's an NIL component to Road to the Show this year where you can earn equipment, which like I said, I'm pretty much strictly a Diamond Dynasty guy. So the only equipment I use is when I lock it into collections to earn stubs or rewards. Right. And even I'm not going to go out of my way to buy the Diamond equipment just to get all of them locked in. But if that seems like, if the NIL stuff seems like an easy way to earn stubs and it's an easily grindable thing, that's something that I could see myself diving into because I'm just all about maximizing my stubs and building stuff like that. But other than that, I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. I really like playing online. I'm not very good. I'm fine. I usually sit around the 600s. I think if I really committed myself to making a push to World Series, I could definitely do that. And obviously the co-op component that they added a couple of years ago is really kind of boosted the game. I think that's something I've always loved doing on Madden and then in NCAA last year. So the fact that you can play with your friends and obviously things get pretty toxic and I just love it when things get toxic in a video game party. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. I the most often game mode that I do play online in is definitely co-op. Even this year where in MLB The Show 24, the content really dropped off because of the sets and seasons, and it just felt kind of hard to keep up with it. And then my friends and I kind of randomly hopped on a month or so ago and got back into it a bit. So it's a great new addition that we've seen in recent editions of the game. But yeah, also, by the way, we do have a Red Sox podcast, if that is of any interest to the MLB The Show community. We did want to kind of broaden our reach in terms of the baseball space as a whole. We're both big into MLB The Show, but we're also hardcore Red Sox fans. And yeah, this is kind of a new venture for us. So the goal is to get some content updates going, some videos with covering new programs or the best way to do team affinities, that sort of thing, or any new content that drops. We'll try to,
Investments, roster updates, what have
yeah,
you.
yeah. So
I do want to mix in some gameplay. I think we talked about mostly doing that on the Twitch side of things, and we're still working out the logistics of that. But I'm excited to do a bunch of this stuff.
yeah, yeah. So a quick overview of what we've learned so far about the game is they started off with the reveal trailer, the cover, the cover reveal, and then they showed off a few new legends that are really big gets, I would say. So
Especially for Red Sox fans.
absolutely, yeah. So we have Manny Ramirez, Roger Clemens, and Cool Papa Bell, which is another cool addition because they've been doing a lot of great storylines in the recent years with the Negro League. So another guy from back then that I'm excited to learn more about. So, and obviously Manny and Roger Clemens are sick ads.
Yeah, I really like the stuff that they've been doing with the Negro Leagues. Like you said, like learning more about these guys through the storylines and also being able to use them. Like I know that there's been a big push from the baseball community to get the Negro League stats added to professional stats, and they've done that in recent years. So to see them kind of embrace it in the show and also let us use these guys and learn about these guys is super cool, and definitely helps that this guy's name is Cool Papa Bell. I mean, that's just a really elite name.
It's electric. Yeah, for sure. So the other thing I kind of alluded to was they have gotten rid of sets in seasons, which is an awesome thing to bring back. I honestly don't even know why they changed it in the first place, but the past few years it's been, yeah, we have 99 overalls that you can earn pretty much like a third of the way through the year, but then we're going to reset everybody every like third of the whole game's life cycle, and that just got
Here's a
super
bunch of
draining.
guys. Yeah. It was literally here's a bunch of guys that you spent your hard earned time and money on, and
Mhm.
they're unusable in 2.5 months. And
Yep.
for a lot of guys, I know we talked about it. Obviously, we're coming fresh off of recording that Red Sox podcast, which if you're not a Red Sox or if you're not following us through that, check it out. Same name, entering Kenmore. But you have guys that you grow to like. You like their swings, you like their pitch mix, you like this, that, and the other thing. And then I know for me last year, the big thing was that I was absolutely raking with the Roman Anthony prospect card. And
Mhm.
then season 2 rolls around and it's like, all right, well, this card's completely useless until you earn a wild card. And obviously you like when you play as much as we do, you become accustomed to using these guys and they become your guys. And you like their swings, you like the way they play, this, that, and the other thing, and then to only have one wild card is stupid. Not to mention the fact that I think it's ridiculous that there's 99 overalls on day one. Like I'm
Mhm.
a Madden Ultimate Team player, I'm a NCAA Ultimate Team player, and I've always liked the power creep. And so to go away from that, I just think is ridiculous. And like ultimately, everybody ends up with the same team anyways. So if that's a concern that you have, like it's inevitable. That's just how these games work. Everybody winds up with the same teams.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm interested to see how that affects the collection rewards because last year we saw that I think it was Pedro Martinez and I think Rafael Palmeiro. Maybe I'm wrong on,
Yeah. Uh,
or maybe it wasn't Pedro, but some. I think it was Pedro, but anyway, they were 95 overalls, and usually they're 99s. And yeah, it was just a weird change. So I wonder if they bring that back. But yeah, kind of a side tangent there. The other big addition was in Road to the Show, which Zach mentioned, but they did add, I believe it's 8 college teams that
yeah.
you can play for, which is a totally new feature. They added metal bats, which is dope. I just love hearing the sound. Brings me back to when I used to play and ride the pine back in high school. Um, but yeah, the 8 teams they added were Tennessee, LSU, UCLA, Texas, TCU, Cal State Fullerton, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina. So a lot of big schools, decent amount of SEC schools there too. So I know there is a huge population of college baseball fanatics. Me personally, I'm not one of them, but I am interested to see them give Road to the Show a new paint job because it's been kind of the same song and dance for the last couple of years. and to the point where I never really even bothered opening it up anymore.
Yeah, it's similar to all these games. You don't make money on Road to the Show. You make money on microtransactions in Diamond
Right.
Dynasty. And I think we made our opinions clear on the sets and whatnot, and some of the changes to Diamond Dynasty that just have not worked at all. But yeah, I'm excited for the facelift that Road to the Show is getting. I'm excited for the facelift that the franchise mode is getting. Whether or not I open them up too much, I can't imagine. So usually I'm good for like one franchise a year where I don't play any of the games and I just sim and make trades and do free agency, which like all that stuff is the stuff that got the overhaul. So that'll be cool like when I'm bored or when the servers are down or whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm a Diamond Dynasty guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll probably will tap into franchise a bit. And interested to see if they bring the new free agency into March to October as well, because from the looks of it, we saw the feature premiere, I believe, last week, and it looks like kind of a mix of college football 25's recruiting process in free agency. There's a lot more strategy there. I saw that if you offer contracts too early, free agents can duck out. And a lot of their preferences are more involved this year in terms of logic. You're not going to see Juan Soto getting signed to the A's or the Marlins, which I've actually seen in my own franchise modes. I'm like, I have no idea why this is a thing. But yeah, I mean, the game comes out, like I said, in like a week and a half. March 14th is the Digital Deluxe Early Access, and the Standard Edition drops on March 18th. So not a lot of time to wait. And yeah, the San Diego Studios is showing off pretty much everything up to this point. So we wanted to react to the sort of intro video to Diamond Dynasty.
MLB The Show 25 brings a much requested change to progression in Diamond Dynasty. Sets and seasons have been removed, and we are bringing back the year-long progression. Just like in the past, you can use any card you earn throughout the year, but your rewards overall rating will power creep as the season progresses.
To start, this is something we touched on. No more of the nonsense that was the seasons and the sets. We kind of already said that. Obviously, it's just one of those things that everyone pretty universally hated. I know I didn't make it beyond season, like halfway through season 2. I just didn't see the point at that point. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to touch on in this before we keep moving.
No, just new card designs. It looks like I saw an Adam Dunn in there and some other guy that I missed, but yes, we'll see if there are new legends too, because Adam Dunn was a relatively new addition. So
introducing Diamond Quest, a new repeatable single-player mode. Explore a game board by playing different fast-paced challenges, encounter moments, bosses, and 3-inning games while discovering secrets, and then earn rewards. Playing on higher difficulties raises your chances of earning the exclusive top-tier rewards. Along the way, earn peanuts by making spectacular plays and spend them on perks at Coach's Cart. Watch out for penalties that force you to rethink strategy. And stay alert. The board will refresh every time you start a new run.
This is the first new mode that we're kind of seeing here in Diamond Dynasty, obviously with the Diamond Quest. I'm interested to see how much it's different from Conquest, which obviously is like, what's the board game that's similar to Conquest? Risk or not Risk?
Yeah, I think it is Risk. Yeah.
But obviously we see that it's a board game, and I do like that it refreshes every time you reset, whereas with Conquest, you're not just running the same map back over and over again to grind stats. I'm interested to dive into this one more. Obviously, we're going to see more in the feature premiere deep dive tomorrow afternoon, which we're going to do another video on too. But that's one that kind of interests me, and I'm sure it interests you too, because like you said, you're more of a solo player.
Yeah. It's interesting just to see new single player game modes. Like, obviously, I enjoy doing the online. I would say I enjoy the events most often because they're usually good cards that you can only get through there. But yeah, I mean, I did kind of get annoyed with the repetitiveness of Conquest. So something new is always good. I wonder how much I'll play it, but yeah, we'll see.
The fans have wanted this for a while. Introducing Weekend Classic, the new home for MLB The Show's most competitive games. Weekend Classic lasts about 4 days on the tail end of each ranked season and is open to all players. Increase your ranked rating to qualify for higher Weekend Classic divisions and earn even better rewards.
And this is a change that I really like. I just think there needs to be some tweaks to it. They're stealing something from Madden that started as weekend league and then turned into MUT champions. What I don't like is that it's at the end of every ranked season. It should just be every weekend.
Yeah.
And similarly, I don't like that it's only 6 games. So obviously, we know these games are pretty lengthy. Like they take like 40 minutes a piece, but the same can be said for Madden, and you get to play 25 weekends league games. And obviously, you don't have to make it through all 25. The rewards get better if you make it through all 25 and go 25-0. And like ultimately, I don't think I'm going to be good enough to go 6-0 or whatever it is, but I just wish there were more opportunities to get X amount of wins. Just make it a little bit more attainable for not the average players, but the like slightly above average, not competitive guys. And it just seems like I would like it to be a little bit more frequent. Like you're going to call it weekend champions and it only runs once a month. Doesn't really make sense to me.
It reminds me a bit of BR, where like the best of the best players play BR and you have to go 12-0 to get the best rewards. Now you have to go 6-0 here. Doesn't seem attainable to me, but yeah, I definitely will try it out.
Show off your fandom and Diamond Dynasty experience in Team Affinity, My Journey program. As you complete team-specific tasks, you'll unlock rewards exclusive to your favorite ball club all year long. Live content drops will add to Team Affinity throughout the year, helping you earn additional progress for each TA program.
This is a big change from last year. Obviously, we saw the divisions last year, and you would earn your way towards packs for the entire division. It's a give and a take because I do like the ability to focus only on one team, or if you do it the way that I am planning on doing and did do it in the past when this was the case, I would mix and match the couple teams that I was looking to do rather than just stacking my lineup with one division. I guess it all depends on the rewards, but I'm going to do the Red Sox. Obviously, we're Red Sox guys, pretty much regardless of who the reward is, and then mix and match my lineup from there. And I do like the change to be able to mix and match overall.
Yeah, I do too. I'm interested to see, because in years past, the team affinities for all 30 teams was a marathon. Like you couldn't get it done. I don't think I ever really got all 30 guys in a season, but also now there's no more seasons. So it's going to be a bit of a change. I do enjoy the single team rather than just earning 5 guys at once and just picking through whichever one you think is best.
Yeah, I do like that it's going to add on rather than just be a completely different program too. So like you're going to be rewarded for being up to date on your favorite team. So like if you finish the Red Sox team affinity, by the time they do that next live content drop, you're going to be ready to just pick up right where you left off and keep moving on the power creep. So I do think that that's a cool change that they made.
Whether you enjoy playing ranked, battle royale, events, or a mix of all three, we're combining the individual programs of the past into one comprehensive multiplayer program this year.
This one I think I hate.
I do too.
Like, does that mean that there's no more ranked rewards, there's no more BR rewards, and there's not individual event rewards? Because I think that was some of the best stuff that they did, and it kept content fresh.
And it seems to take away the reason to play certain events. Like, I know last year they had a 99 JD in the Moonshot program, and that's why I played the event, to get that card. If it's not tied to that specific event, then I don't see myself playing it that much.
Themed and player programs return, along with some new programs called Spotlight and My Legacy. Spotlight programs bring everything you've loved about monthly awards and season awards to a whole new level. With weekly and monthly drops, you can earn exclusive cards celebrating the best performers of the week and month. My Legacy programs will track your journey through MLB The Show, unlocking some of the coolest exclusive awards, showcasing your dominance on the field.
The themed programs and whatnot, we already saw that, a bunch of that with Tops Now, and it seems like it's just an expansion of the monthly awards and what have you, which I really like. Obviously, it's something that you see Tops Now cards. I think the Tops Now is one of the best things that Tops has done as far as creating content. And the big thing I love is those milestone programs where like you can keep track of yourself, of your stats and whatnot. And that was one of the things that I hated last year, where it was like, okay, these guys just became completely useless to me after the first season. And now there's incentive to be using guys. And whether it's, I wonder if it's just you as a player or individual cards that those spotlight programs go. Cause like, man, like getting 3,000 hits with one card would be such a grind, especially if it's online only, but like, man, that'd be a lot of fun, especially if they made the rewards worth it. And then obviously monthly coming back is pretty sick. I think that's always one of the most popular events or whatever, like programs of the year and of the month, weeks, however you want to slice it. I think it's always really exciting. So I'm glad they're bringing that stuff back.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of the best rewards too are from those monthly programs. And I really enjoyed the Tops Now as well, just because there were a lot of players that you would have never used otherwise. Like maybe someone, has like a four hit day and they give him a Tops Now card for like some prospect that I haven't heard of yet. So I always enjoyed those, kind of just diversifying my knowledge of the game as a whole. The biggest changes we asked for seem to have been listened to. So I am curious if throughout the year, if something's not going the way maybe SDS planned and they're hearing a lot of fans being outward about their displeasure, maybe something will change along the way. But the early returns look very cool for this year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in the deep dive.
Yeah. So a lot more will come to react to. A lot more MLB The Show content will be coming from us. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next time.